All right, so we're here with
Jake McVey. I'm originally from the Midwest. You know, I've always been passionate about where I came from, proud of my Midwestern roots. Originally from Iowa, down by Burlington, Minneapolis area. So yeah, it's Midwest kid.
How long have you been in Nashville for?
I think when we were talking earlier, it's about 19 years.
You put out some good songs so far, Jake. What's some of your favorite songs you put out and why?
You know, I'd say always my first one was one of my favorites. Carry On, anything is possible. They kind of follow back to back. They're my first release, my first CMT video that I ever recorded and released a video for CMT. Ended up getting a #1 video on CMT with that video. Super awesome. And then of course, as the career has gone on, I've had a lot of songs that have just been more defined me and what, as an artist and where I come from, what I believe in. Red Line and Wasted was a great song. Kind of showed some depth as me as an artist, a little more blues country-esque, which has come full circle, pretty heavy right now. Never Give Up was another one that I was very passionate about. Kind of helped me dedicated that to the first responders. I mean, it's such a cool thing. It's awesome also to be able to play art in that video. A lot of guys sometimes don't get to be in their own videos so much. So yeah, it's just been a lot of fun and grow. Another one, Midwestern roots. So yeah, a lot of songs released over the years, and it's been a blast.
Of all the songs you put out, what are the songs that you didn't expect to get on country radio?
You know, I'd have to say there was a song that I released called "Best Days of Our Lives," and it was just one that where I was at in my life, I thought it was awesome. You know, just to be doing what I love to do, and released this song, and it take off when it did what it did, and just started getting a lot of national airplay.
The biggest challenge for a lot of artists, of course, are a lot of different things, but what is the biggest challenge for you living in Nashville?
You know, I would say the hardest thing is just being able to spend what you need to spend in Nashville, because it is a grind and there's a lot going on there. You also have your family life, and which is, you know, most important. So it's always a challenge, but you know, releasing songs and being as a songwriter, there's a lot of competition there. But you know, just staying true to who you are, I think that's one of the most important things that people overlook.
My friend Justin McWhorter got you booked here tonight at the Hangar 18, where we're currently at, here in Windsor, Illinois. What's it like playing at different venues here? The Hangar 18 is such a special place here, but playing different venues and getting the chance to see different people.
You know, a great topic. I mean, right now we're here at Hangar 18, killer place. So, and like you said, this is something that you don't see very often. That's in a town, small town with this cool setup. I wish they all had this kind of creative ideas. But I mean, last night we were playing in a field in Wisconsin, so an old abandoned racetrack in Wisconsin. Here we are tonight. So, but you know, I've been able to tour all across the United States, do shows with a lot of different acts, and you know, it's always great coming back to the Midwest. That's your roots. It's where you grew up. It's a lot of fun. We're excited to be here. Excited to put on a good show tonight.
From when you began your career in Nashville in 2006 to now, 19 years later, how much has Nashville changed for you since then to now?
You know, as an artist, I would say it's changed for the better. As the city as a whole, it's crazy. I mean, it's literally the new Las Vegas. I just saw studies the other day they were talking about it. And it's growing faster now than Vegas was back in the 80s. You know, so like that town is on fire. LA, a lot of LA's moving to Nashville, and a lot of it's awesome for the city to see it grow, and a lot of people are not excited about it either. But you know, it is what it is. You know, it's just you roll with everything. But I think as an artist, it's an awesome time to be in the industry, especially in that town, because there's a lot of different avenues that are opening up that weren't per se opened up back in 2006.
What would be your favorite part about being a Nashville recording artist in general?
I'd say, just having your fingertips at some of the best talent in the industry, hands down. There's some of the best songwriters, some of the best recording engineers, and your circle of people, it gets really small, and that circle are just, they're friends and they're very talented at what they do. So I think that's one of the cool parts about it. Yeah, I've been very, very, very fortunate to be be able to open up with some of the largest acts in the business. Some of the greats like the late Merle Haggard, the late George Jones, Toby Keith, Florida Georgia Line, Luke Bryan, Jason Aldean, Lady A, Little Big Town, Darius Rucker, Tina McBride, Blake Shelton, Lee Bryce. I also did 10 dates with You and Me and Whiskey, or with Justin Moore on the You and Me Whiskey tour. Clint Black. Yeah, it's been a blast.
What artists have you written songs for?
Yeah, I've been able to write and submit a lot of songs to a lot of different artists. I've had holds with Tim McGraw, I've had holds with Luke Bryan. We had the one song, the Never Give Up. Luke was actually going to cut that. We ended up doing it. I also had a song that I was with that was, I think this is really cool. This is a song that was pitched to me, and it was a song that was called She's Country, which ended up going for Jason Aldean, right? So anyhow, the neat part about that was I heard the song, I was like, I want to cut this. This is a career breaker, right? So I get hit back from their publishing company saying, hey, sorry, Jason Aldean's cutting She's Country. But we got another song called Crazy Town that we think that you would be a great fit for. Just grinding away in Nashville and just fit you as an artist. I was like, I don't want Crazy Town, I want She's Country. So I was talking with my producer and the team and management, like, man, I don't know. I think She's Country is the one I want. I'm not really into the other one. And then of course, you cut them both, we took them both number one, and kind of relaunched his career in a much more anchored position for him for years to come.
What are some of the favorite places you've ever played at?
I've been able to do a lot of shows, a lot of different places. So some of my favorite places have been, I did a show with Lady A one time, and then I did a show with Jesse James. It was a NASCAR race, so I sang the national anthem. Did a show with Jesse James, hop on a plane, flew over and opened with Lady A, and just super cool Midwest deal. It was at the Iowa racetrack, whatever the NASCAR IndyCar thing they got up there, and I've been able to play a lot of places all over the world. It's been a lot of fun.
What advice have these artists in Nashville given you, and the artists that have given you this advice, how much of it have you actually taken into okay, if I want to grow as an artist to the next level, I got to take this really?
Yeah, over the years, a lot of great inspiration from a lot of different avenues, from producers to other artists, to other management companies, and and to take something to the next level. I would say, just the biggest thing is they always just stay true to you. There's so many avenues, especially as an artist. You're going down this road, right, and you're like, oh yeah, this is me, and I think this is me, and then all of a sudden it's not you, and you start getting some traction, and you're like, well, that could be me, so let's go down that road, so just kind of staying true to what you're doing. I mean, I'd say that's the most, there's no right way, no wrong way, especially right now. There's no, specific way to do things. Because whatever way you say, hey, you should do this, there's a guy that didn't do that and just did it, you know what I mean? So you just got to stick to your guns and stick to what you believe in and push and just be humble.
When they see you live in concert, what can people expect out of your show?
Well, we like to have a lot of fun. We're here for the people. We wouldn't be here without the people. So we definitely, my experience of being on stage for lots of years and doing lots of shows, we definitely like to feed off them as much as they feed back to us, and try to create moments as well that's going to stick with them and go, man, I want to see that guy again.
People know that people like the Georgia, the Mississippi, the southern area have a better chance to make it to Nashville. What's the biggest challenge for you, knowing that an Iowa kid, as you are, a farm boy, getting to Nashville, and the biggest challenge that comes your way of being an artist?
I'd say there's a whole lot with that question. Just from the South, there's a lot of people that are buddies from the South because they're from the South, and they know so on and so forth, well, this guy knows that guy. But, another guy you were talking about, Bailey Zimmerman, Midwest kid, and doing pretty well for himself, I think it's just, if anything, it's all about the songs, it's all about the writing, and how you are with people, so that's pretty much, just be who you are and be true to your music. I'd say a lot of it's just to be your own thing. Because there's so many, you don't want to write, you may write a song and say, hey, this would be great for Bailey, or this would be great for FGL, or Luke Bryan, or whoever. But, you want to keep writing the stuff that's you and what's gonna be you and when you're gonna record, you know. And there's a lot of acts out there that pass on songs that they wrote, even and went on to be better for other artists. So, you know, I just stay true to what you're doing.
The songs you already have on the radio are obviously well known, but do you have plans for the future of writing even more music?
Absolutely. I mean, I still write all the time. I mean, as a songwriter, you know, you're driving down the road and you're like, oh, that's cool. I got to write that, you know. I mean, choose a beer grown here. I mean, whatever. You know, it's a song right there on the sign behind us. But again, I'm always looking for things. I'm always songwriting. And, you know, and for my own self, too. I mean, I got a lot of songs in the catalog that are ready to be put out. So,
what is something that you would like to achieve in the next 5 years?
you know, I'd like to have a new single going real well, at least in the next 5. I'd probably have 5 new singles at least going in the next 5 years. Some new videos, of course, more touring. You know, just keep grinding.
Name the artists or artists that you've opened for that are absolutely unbelievably nice that you did not expect.
You know, I'd have to say Rap Paisley was one of my favorites. I was excited to open for him, and this is a guy that honestly, like him, he lived up to the hype in my head. You know, I'm like, he's gonna be amazing. He's gonna be funny. He's gonna be humorous. He's gonna be, you know, all of these things, and he was. He was everything. Just a humble guy, very smart, very talented. And he was definitely one that stuck, just over the years, really stuck to me as like, the guy's got his stuff together on every front, from family to his music to as an artist.
Shout out to the Hangar 18 here, of course. Where are you at for the future? Where are your future shows lined up?
Oh man, we got some great shows coming up. I'm super excited. We just came back from Idaho, Utah. We're doing stuff in Wyoming, Arizona, Texas, East Coast. We got the Carolinas, heading up New York, heading back down, shooting into Florida. We got a whole nother circle to go. You know, I'll be honest with you. I've been doing this for a while. I have officially played in every single state in the United States except for Alaska. I need to do one more, and I need to close it out. So that's. But I've played multiple times in every state except, you know, Alaska. So I'm hoping that's kind of a bucket list, is get Alaska on the list and get it done.
As far as the music genre, do you prefer 90s country or current country you live in today?
You know, I'm a hybrid. I love the 90s country because that's what I grew up on, just like a lot of us did. But I also I love and respect some of the, you know, the new stuff up to date. I mean people could. I just remember the first time that people heard about Taylor Swift, and they were like, "Oh my God, she's so young," and yada yada yada, and whatever. But I'm telling you, she was great, and she got really good at what she does. So big that, I mean, she moves, and everyone wants to know why and how do I do that? You know, so I mean, the new country, Morgan Wallen, these guys that are doing their thing, it's great, good for them. You know, that's Florida Georgia Line got a lot of grief, and they're doing. I mean, I was fortunate enough to do a show with them the day that Cruise hit gold, and you should see these guys backstage. They're like, "Oh my God, this is incredible! We just get gold," you know, and they're calling home, and no, they never knew what their career was going to go into, and it was great just to be backstage sharing the moment too, because I was the opening guy.
Speaking of Cruise, I'm going to add on this side of it. Cruise is actually my all-time favorite song in the world, like still to this day. It came out, and still to this day is my number one. Featuring Nelly is the best one yet. Yeah.
Killer, it's killer. I mean, very well written.
Of course, you guys all heard us here in Windsor, Illinois, at the Hangar 18, new artist, rising artist, Jake McVey. Jake, I appreciate you taking time for me. Look forward to seeing what your career is lining up for the next few years, and to seeing what you accomplish as your career unfolds.
Well, thank you for taking the time. We're gonna have some fun tonight at Hangar 18. So, but thank you again, and we look forward to these next years to kick some butt and see you on the road.